Back in January, I did a video on releasing the tailgate of the P38 if the button fails. Now during that video, I took the tailgate button apart, gave it a good clean inside, particularly the internal spring. Now 6 months later, unfortunately, the problem has recurred, and I think it's because this spring is quite corroded. So rather than trying to clean it up again, I'm just going to replace it with a new one. So looking on eBay, I discovered that CM4x4s, who are P38 breakers in Wales and who I've ordered many parts from before, they do a stainless steel version. So I ordered one from them, and hopefully it will last a bit longer than the original. Now if your tailgate is already stuck in the closed position, I suggest you watch my video from January, because in there I explain more about how to get to the latch actuator from inside the car. Once you've got the tailgate open, however, it's fairly straightforward. You just remove the carpet panel from the inside, and that gives you access to the back of the tailgate release button. So, just need to unscrew the two little screws holding the button mechanism. Another one there, which I've taken out already, and twist it around like that, so you can work it out. And then disconnect it. Right, there's always a bit of a fiddle to undoing these, because you've got to find the little sort of plastic clip on the inside there, which needs to be moved out of its kind of stay position and then rotated around like that, and then it just sort of comes out like that. And it's worth taking a picture of how that spring looks on there, just so that, because the first time I did this I took it all apart and then I couldn't actually remember which bit the spring went on. It goes on the inner bit like that where the connector is, so I'm just going to leave that resting there. Let's take the button out, and then the replacement, this one looks alright to be honest, but I'm going to replace it anyway because I've got it in the box. The little rubber ring goes on over the external button, so that's the external bit of the button right there. So I'm just going to take that off, that to one side. I think the reality is with these is that a bit of water does find its way in, no matter how hard you try. It might just help a little bit. The other seal you probably want to change is this one. It doesn't seem to last very long. I replaced this one about 3 years ago, and then the other day I noticed it was perished again, which might be why a bit of water was getting into the tailgate, I'm not sure. But it's pretty easy. You just, if you're taking the button out, it's a good opportunity to change it anyway. And it just fits. It's kind of like a double seal, so you've got like a thinner bit on the outside, a thicker bit on the inside, and between the two just fits onto the edge of the metal cut out for the hole for the button, and then when you put the button back in, that just holds it in place. Right, so I've given that a little bit of a clean, put our spring back in, we've changed the rubber thing there, so I'm just going to sit that there, put the button back inside its housing, it just goes like this, and then this is the bit that I always struggled with a little bit, so I don't know how well you'll be able to see this, but at the top here on there's a little sort of plastic channel in the top of the inner part, and that wants to line up with in there, such that the spring kind of loads into the recess of the button correctly. So you go like, so you find the top of there on there, and then you want to go in, try and line that up. Oh, that's better. And then I rotate it round to there, and then have I got this in one? Yeah, that's how the button should feel. If the button feels stiff and isn't really moving, it probably means you put the spring in the wrong way, but I've done this a few times now, so you may not do it that quickly the first attempt. And then yeah, just pop it back in its recess in the tailgate. Screw that back together again. Go in one way round because it's polarity sensitive. then obviously just press the button a few times. The mechanism's just a little bit lazy, I think, maybe because the battery's a bit weak actually. But so great, works. Once you've verified it's working, put the carpet panel back on.